So why don't we start off? Any questions? Yes, sir. It's just a total deflection, this whole thing with Russia. In fact, I saw her campaign manager, I don't know his title, Mook. I saw him on television, and they asked him about Russia and the hacking. By the way, if they hacked, they probably have her 33,000 emails. I hope they do. They probably have her 33,000 emails that she lost and deleted, because you'd see some beauties there. So let's see. But I watched this guy Mook, and he talked about, we think it was Russia that hacked. Now, first of all, it was what was said on those that's so bad. But he said, I watched it. I think he was live. He said, we think it was Russia that hacked. And then he said, and I'm just an innocent person sitting watching television, as I've been doing. And then he said, could be Trump. Yeah. Trump. Oh, yeah, Trump. He reminded me of John Lovitz for Saturday Night Live in The Liar, where he go, yeah, I went to Harvard. Yeah. This is the guy. You have to see it. Yeah, it could be Trump. Yeah. So it is so far-fetched. It's so ridiculous. Honestly, I wish I had that power. I'd love to have that power. But Russia has no respect for our country. And that's why, if it is Russia, nobody even knows it's probably China. Or it could be somebody sitting in his bed. But it shows how weak we are. It shows how disrespected we are. A total sign, assuming it's Russia or China or one of the major countries and competitors, it's a total sign of disrespect for our country. Putin and the leaders throughout the world have no respect for our country anymore, and they certainly have no respect for our leader. So I know nothing about it. It's one of the most far-fetched I've ever heard. Yes, John?
One of the strategies that the Democratic Party is pursuing, and the convention they plan to do in the fall as well, is to try to tie in as best they can to Vladimir Putin out of your statement.
I never met Putin. I don't know who Putin is. He said one nice thing about me. He said I'm a genius. I said thank you very much to the newspaper, and that was the end of it. I never met Putin.
My question is, should you become president, would you treat Vladimir Putin as an adversary or an ally?
I would treat Vladimir Putin firmly, but there's nothing I can think of that I'd rather do than have Russia friendly as opposed to the way they are right now, so that we can go and knock out ISIS together with other people and with other countries. Wouldn't it be nice if we actually got along with people? Wouldn't it be nice if we actually got along, as an example, with Russia? I'm all for it. And let's go get ISIS, because we have to get ISIS, and we have to get them fast. You saw what happened with the priests. It's only going to get worse. And Hillary Clinton wants to allow 550% more people from that region into our country, and we have no idea who they are, where they come from, where their documentation is. It's only going to get worse, and it's going to start getting bad in our country. We're letting people come in by the tens of thousands. You see what happened to the French priest. A friend of mine, he said he was going to France like 3-4 months ago. I saw him yesterday. I said, how'd you like France? He said, I wouldn't go to France. I wouldn't go to France, because France is no longer France. France is no longer France. They won't like me for saying that, but you see what happened in Nice. You see what happened yesterday with the priest who was supposed to be a spectacular man. France is no longer France. And this world better be very careful, and they better get very tough and very smart, and they'll never do it with Hillary Clinton. And by the way, in terms of change, she's been there for 30 years. She's been doing this for 30 years. What's she going to go, all of a sudden things are going to change? She's bought and sold 100% by special interests and lobbyists. Yes, Tom? None. Because it's under audit. I'll release them when the audit's completed. Nobody would release when it's under audit. I've had audits for 15 or 16 years. Every year I have a routine audit. Under audit, when the audit's complete, I'll release them. But zero, I mean, I will tell you right now, zero, I have nothing to do with Russia. Yes? I don't know. Depends on the audit. Depends on the audit. Not a big deal. By the way, just so you understand, I've released my papers, 104 pages of documents. I built an unbelievable company, tremendous cash, tremendous company, some of the great assets of the world. You've seen it. You were all very disappointed when you saw it, actually, but that's okay. Far, far greater than anybody ever thought. I have a great company. I built an unbelievable company. But if you look there, you'll see there's nothing in Russia. And as far as the tax returns, as soon as the audit's complete, like any lawyer would tell you, Greta Van Susteren, she was going over it a while ago. She's a lawyer. She said, well, no lawyer would let somebody release a tax return when they're under audit. It's a routine audit. I've gone through audits, which I think is very unfair, for 15 years. I have friends that are very rich. They never get audited. I'm audited every year. Maybe that's because of politics. Who knows? I'm not going to tell Putin what to do. Why should I tell Putin what to do? He already did something today where he said, don't blame them essentially for your incompetence. Let me tell you, it's not even about Russia or China or whoever it is that's doing the hacking. It was about the things that were said in those emails. They were terrible things. Talking about Jewish, talking about race, talking about atheist, trying to pin labels on people. What was said was a disgrace. And it was Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And believe me, as sure as you're sitting there, Hillary Clinton knew about it. She knew everything. Debbie Wasserman Schultz could not breathe without speaking and getting approval from Hillary Clinton. Couldn't breathe. And you saw that. It also showed that it was a fixed race. But I've been saying that long before I saw the emails. It was a rigged race. It was totally rigged. And Debbie Wasserman Schultz rigged it for Hillary Clinton. And the sad part is Bernie Sanders has, to use an old word that I use on occasion, he's lost his energy. He wants to go home and go to sleep. But he's got a lot of people that walked out last night. Now, hundreds of people walked out of the Democrat convention last night. I didn't even hear about it. Nobody showed it. I didn't see it on television. You people don't talk about it. The Republican convention was incredible. I hear I had one of the biggest bounces in decades. Like some people are saying 9 points. In fact, a poll just came out 10 minutes ago, Los Angeles Times. Trump 47, Clinton 40. And the reason is that people are sick and tired of Hillary Clinton.
You say, let's get tough. Why not get tough on Putin and say, stay out?
What do I have to get involved with Putin for? I have nothing to do with Putin. I've never spoken to him. I don't know anything about him other than he will respect me. He doesn't respect our president. And if it is Russia, which is probably not, nobody knows who it is, but if it is Russia, it's really bad for a different reason, because it shows how little respect they have for our country when they would hack into a major party and get everything. But it would be interesting to see. I will tell you this. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press. Let's see if that happens. That'll be next. Yes, sir. Say, Jeremy, go ahead. I don't think he respects Clinton. I don't think Putin has any respect whatsoever for Clinton. I think he does respect me. And I hope I get along great with him. It's possible that we won't, Jeremy. I hope that we get along great with Putin, because it would be great to have Russia with a good relationship. Right now, we don't have a good relationship. Putin has said things over the last year that are really bad things, okay? He mentioned the N-word one time. I was shocked to hear him mention the N-word. You know what the N-word is, right? He mentioned it. I was shocked. He has a total lack of respect for President Obama. Number one, he doesn't like him. And number two, he doesn't respect him. I think he's going to respect your president if I'm elected. And I hope he likes me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. What? Oh, let me finish with Jeremy. Go. President Trump would be so much better for U.S.-Russian relations. You can't be worse. Hey, look, when I was a young man studying history, and studying all of these things that I've always found fascinating, one thing that I've always heard is you never want to do anything to unite Russia and China. Well, they're united now in a true sense. They've never been closer. They're selling oil to China. We forced them into this position. No, wait a minute. No, I'm not going to be an adversary. No, not at all. I have tenants from China. I have the biggest bank in the world from China paying me rent. I mean, I have great relationships with China. I'm not blaming China for getting away with murder. I'm blaming our leadership is incompetent. We don't know what we're doing. I respect China. Hey, if China can get away with trade deficits every year of hundreds of billions of dollars, if they can get away with that, my hat's off to them. I have no problem with China. I have a problem with our incompetent leadership allowing that to happen. And I believe that Hillary Clinton is even more bought and paid for than Barack Obama. I think it will get worse. It's going to be 4 more years of Obama, which is unacceptable to a lot of people. You see that. But I believe that Hillary Clinton will be worse than Obama. Yes. Can do it. John, go ahead, John.
You say that you have no business in Russia. Can you say unequivocally that Russia has no business in you, that you don't have any...
No, I have nothing to do with Russia. I have, John, how many times do I have to say it? Are you a smart man? I have nothing to do with Russia. I have nothing to do with Russia. And even for anything, what do I have to do with Russia? You know, the closest I came to Russia, I bought a house a number of years ago in Palm Beach, Florida. Palm Beach is a very expensive place. It was a man who went bankrupt. And I bought the house for $40 million. And I sold it to a Russian for $100 million, including brokerage commissions. So I sold it. So I bought it for 40. I sold it for 100 to a Russian. That was a number of years ago. I guess probably I sell condos to Russians, okay? Of course I can. I told you, other than normal stuff, I buy a house if I sell it to a Russian. I have nothing to do with Russia. I said that Putin has much better leadership qualities than Obama, but who doesn't know that?
So there are no oligarchs who have investment in the Trump organization?
Of course not. I own the Trump organization. Zero. Go ahead. Likewise, I agree, and I do mention that all the time. Yes, ma'am, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Earlier on the stage,
Yes.
you just called on the Russians to try to find Hillary Clinton's missing emails. Do you have any problem at all with foreign government interference?
No, but they seem to be, if it's Russians, I have no idea. It's probably not Russia. Nobody knows if it's Russia. You know, the sad thing is that with the technology and the genius we have in this country, not in government, unfortunately, but with the genius we have in government, we don't even know who took the Democratic National Committee emails, right? We don't even know who it is. I heard this morning, one report said they don't think it's Russia. They think it might be China. Another report said it might be just a hacker, some guy with a 200 IQ that can't get up in the morning. Okay? Nobody knows. Honestly, they have no idea if it's Russia. Might be Russia. But if it's any foreign country, it shows how little respect they have for the United States. Yes, ma'am.
On the issue of terrorism, you talked about putting out rules, about asking a foreign government, Russia, China, anybody, to interfere, to hack into a system of anybody's country.
That's up to the president. Let the president talk to him. Look, here's the problem. Here's the problem, Katie. Katie, here's the problem. Very simple. He has no respect.
You said I welcome them to find those 30,000.
Well, they probably have them. I'd like to have them released.
Does that not give you pause?
No, gives me no pause. If they have them, they have them. We might as well find. Hey, you know what gives me more pause? That a person in our government, crooked Hillary Clinton, here's what gives me more. Be quiet. I know you want to, save her. That a person in our government, Katie, would delete or get rid of 33,000 emails. That gives me a big problem. After she gets a subpoena, she gets subpoenaed, and she gets rid of 33,000 emails, that gives me a problem. Now, if Russia or China or any other country has those emails, I mean, to be honest with you, I'd love to see them.
A question about Mike Pence, because the New York Times reported that in Don Jr.'s conversation with John Kasich campaign,
Yeah,
Don Jr.
could happen.
What about now that you are the nominee? Have you and your campaign had any conversations with foreign leaders trying to build November that we don't hit the ground running?
No, I think it's possible we have, but I'm only interested in winning. Once I win, I'll get along great with foreign leaders, but they won't be taking advantage. I mean, the problem we have with foreign leaders, whether it's China, Russia, or anybody, they don't respect our leadership. And certainly in the case of China, they take tremendous economic advantage of us, tremendous, to a point that is hard to believe. I'll get along great with the leadership, and we'll do well. Yes, ma'am, in the back.